Let's go! Come on, dog pound! Louder! Louder! Ah! Let's go!
Dan, we in a good spot?
Yes.
All right. My name is Kyle Millen. I'm the Director of Scoreboard Operations. I've been with the team since 2006, and I'm responsible for the audio-visual elements at First Energy Stadium, as well as the in-game production that you see at home games, which includes the video boards, the audio system, the televisions, the back of house, and really putting together the show, as we call it, around the football game. All right, Mike, let's see your move. Yeah, you're gonna need to move it a little bit quicker. Keep going, keep going, keep going. While we only play a number of Sundays in the year, this is really a year-round operation. We start planning in February for what we're going to do in the fall. So once COVID hit, our entire group immediately began working remotely. And we, fortunately, with all the technology in place, we were able to work on our machines here in the control room remotely through our desktops at home.
And for us, that presents challenges because we work on a scoreboard that's 190 feet by 40 feet in dimensions. And all of a sudden, I went from working here at the stadium where I could check my workout if I needed to see something and how it looked on our scoreboards, to then working on a very small laptop with a 15-inch monitor, which to me was quite a shock. And so if you make something that the text looks kind of small on your computer monitor, you have to keep in mind that it's actually going to be giant when it's in the stadium. But as time went on, you sort of got used to it. But at the same time, when we got back to the stadium, it felt so good to walk into these doors and actually sit down in the bowl and see your stuff up on the scoreboards. But we built the entire look for our scoreboard show during those 4 months that we were working from home.
If I could have everyone undivided attention for the next 15 minutes or so, we'll run through a handful of items and go through the script. Welcome to our game today against the Colts. Feel really good about where we're at as a football team. We feel really good about where we're at from a production standpoint. Production-wise, a lot of good things from the Washington game. We went through and reviewed everything, and we've gone through and made some adjustments, talked to some various people about some ways we can do some things better. But again, feel good about where we're at. Dial in, do your job, know your role, and execute well. And I think we'll be in a good place to help this team get a win here today against the Colts. On game days, we have a production crew that consists of between 50 and 60 people. We came up with a very robust plan and spent a lot of time trying to understand how we can operate and have the same execution, knowing that we have to work around the restraints that COVID has put in place. So we started by putting up barriers between everyone's workstation. Everyone in our control room wears a mask. Typically, our production meeting, we all gather around and we go through the script. And this year, we can't just gather in one space and talk through things. So we have to do that on headset. Everyone's at their workstations, on their headsets, and we're running through the script and talking. And you don't have that eye contact. You don't have that way to really communicate directly. You've got to do it over headset. So it's challenging, and it's not ideal, but it's also necessary. And we recognize that, and we've adjusted, and the crew's done a great job of making sure they still know their assignments and they're still able to execute their job. It's very much a team. We have a group of editors, animators, our full-time staff that help build all the content and build the show. And we really work hard to think through tools that we can build from a content standpoint to help us be aggressive on defense, to celebrate on offense, and to really create a great fan experience. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring in the music.
So my title is motion graphic artist, so that's just that. I do a lot of really cool things, like one of our features, which is Jurassic Miles, which I basically took Myles Garrett and put him into a scene from Jurassic Park where his favorite dinosaur, Spinosaurus, is kind of hanging out with him and busts out of the Jurassic Park gates to get the fans all pumped up.
The fan experience, part of that is creating a home field advantage, and we really tailor that show. So we script every minute of the game down to the second. While we have everything scripted, we move things around, and we really follow the action on the field. So we'll make sure that when it's a defensive drive, that we keep the fans loud.
Make some noise, dog pound! Ah! Let's go!
We really push the content to make sure it's aggressive and loud so that our opposing offense has difficulty playing here. Our fans are the most passionate in the NFL, And to now have 12,000, which, while that's less than a normal game, we know that that's an advantage to have them. And the noise that they make, you would think there's more than 12,000 with what you heard coming out of the stands. We know how hard it is to get a win in the NFL. We know how hard the players work. And we really want to be an asset for them so that they know when they play at home that they have us as a resource. We want to make sure that we match that effort and that we prepare as hard as they do and that we are as ready as they are on game day.
Oh yeah! There you go! Looking good, baby!
Let's get it, babe. Let's get it.
Y'all ready? All right, me too.
So our crucial catch game this year came against the Colts. And one of the causes we get behind every year is cancer awareness.
All of us have lost someone to this disease. We all know someone that's battling this disease right now, so it really hits home for all of us. And then organizationally, it really hit home with the loss of Bridget McDevitt.
When we sat down to plan out what we wanted to do for Bridget, a member of our own Browns family, one of the unique things to today's game is that it was a 4:25 game. And with the 4:25 kickoff, the NFL timeline had additional space after the national anthem before the coin toss. And with that extra time, we were able to have the tribute to Bridget take place immediately following the anthem before the coin toss. So as soon as the national anthem was over, we went to a live shot of an LED display that we installed specifically for this game that had her name on it. And we were able to have that moment and really give it a prime space in our production because it definitely deserves that. As she and Ted are really a member of our Browns family, we know how important it is that they feel that, understand how much we're thinking of them and how much we're there for Ted and his family and their two girls. So very meaningful from the Browns family to do that for Ted and his family.
Today, we want to honor the life of one of our own, Bridget McDevitt, who is now resting peacefully after a battle with cancer. On behalf of all of the Browns family, Bridget, we love you and will always cherish you. Browns fans, let's celebrate Bridget today. Please rise and join us in giving her and all of those impacted by cancer a standing ovation to pay our respect, our love, and our support.
What Ted and his family mean to this organization and to see them hurting, really all of us were hurting. So to be able to win that game when we were honoring her memory, I think was just awesome.
Well, as part of this month's Crucial Catch recognition, the Cleveland Browns are honoring Bridget McDevitt, who passed away this Friday after a battle with neuroendocrine cancer. Bridget is the wife of Browns Vice President and General Counsel Ted Taiwang. Players and employees throughout the organization have been wearing T-shirts to honor Bridget's memory, and our thoughts, prayers with the Taiwang family.
Yeah, that Colts game, we talked a lot about how physical the game was going to be. We knew that it was going to be a game where you're trading body blows for 4 quarters. And so that was the game we made Jarvis Landry the game captain. And I told the team specifically, here's a wide receiver that throws his body around, that fights in the run game, fights for extra yards when he's got the ball in his hands, because we felt like that was going to be the game. It was going to be a mano-a-mano fist fight.
Jarvis is a player that has tremendous toughness, and I think he's represents what we really want to stand for as a football team and an offense in particular. His ability to play through injury and to play through pain is outstanding, and you know, I have a lot of respect for his ability to do that. It's not easy, but he definitely has enough mental and physical toughness to do so.
The catches they had in the Colts game were unbelievable. It's always fun to see. You know, these guys are tremendous athletes and great receivers. When they come down with the ball like that on the tough ones, it reinforces to the quarterback, we got to give these guys a chance to make plays, because they can.
There we go, Juice. Come on.
Indianapolis in the lead. The Browns stuck at the Colts 2-yard line. Higgins, Landry, Beckham all out wide to the left. Cooper off the line to the right. Mayfield's got it on 3rd down. He pulls it down. He pulls it down. He rolls to the right. He's firing into the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. It's Kareem Hunt.
The running back room has been excellent, really. You know, when Nick went down, that was a huge void to fill offensively. I know, and Kareem's done a great job of filling some of that void. That's a room that's done a great job this year of next man up mentality, and they've all played very well.
Got it, we need it.
You know, not having Nick Chubb and Taylor, big part of our offense. You know, Dearness, Dontrell Hilliard, you know, Kareem Hunt, those guys got to show up. And I just feel like when a guy goes down, there's guys that got to step up. And when they're called upon, they got to show. So I feel like we have no room for error when things like that happen.
2 receivers right, 2 out wide left. Mayfield shotgun from the 15-yard line. He's back to pass, looks, throws, end zone, touchdown! It's Hollywood Higgins!
Hollywood Higgins.
He was wide open!
He was in the slot on the right side. There was confusion. They didn't know who was going to cover him.
And Hollywood Higgins posing with his teammates in the right corner of the end zone.
To get my first touchdown of the season, it felt amazing. You know, hard work and a long off season. You know, so you dream about it, and then once your time comes, it's just like, you know what? It's finally here, and to be able to walk that red carpet again, it's unbelievable.
Bring the carpet out there, Wood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been exciting to work with these guys. They're all competitors, so that's why I appreciate and enjoy about coming to work with them every day and going out on the field and seeing guys make plays. That's your buddy on the side of you, so you know you go fight for them, and it's just been exciting all season.
We need that ball. We need the ball. We need the ball. Go get the ball. Come on.
Particularly with the defenses, obviously we're in charge of taking the ball away. And my job as a teacher and developer is to make sure that when that opportunity hits, that they're ready to go. And so the key to focus is like in the NFL, you got to catch the ones they throw you. And we did that.
Rivers back to pass, late pressure coming, steps up, throws, that's gonna be picked off! They got it down the sideline! Picked off by Ronnie Harrison! It's a pick 6! Touchdown!
Yeah, Ronnie! Yeah, Ronnie! Yes, sir!
Yeah, I told you we were due, baby! Yeah!
Yeah, that turnover margin really is the #1 stat in determining wins and losses. And we put such an emphasis on the ball here at the Cleveland Browns. And on defense, we want to take it away. It's not a turnover, it's a takeaway. And that means there's an act of going and getting that ball. It's ripping at it, it's stripping it, it's catching it. It's all of those things. You got to go take it away.
He's got it. Back to pass. Garrett's coming hard. He's up in the pocket. He throws down the middle of the field. It's picked off. The Browns got it. It's Sheldrick Redwine. He's got it at the 50. Down at the 49-yard line. Redwine just into the game. Comes up with a huge play.
Yes, sir, Red. Yes, sir.
We want it to be about the things that we can do on the football field on Sundays, not about, you know, talking and things of that nature. I definitely feel like that they're buying in, and I think the more we win, I think the more those guys buy in. But I feel like we're growing in the defense with each game, going back, evaluating it. I feel like it's given us an opportunity to get better, but part of our defensive identity is to attack the ball. Overall, they've done everything I've asked. I couldn't ask for more. They're working extremely hard in practice. You're seeing the carry over to the game. I really feel like we have a really great group of defensive players that are a close-knit unit.
And that is it. The Browns are winners again. This is getting to be fun. They've won 4 in a row.
Feels pretty good. It does. It feels great.
Let's go for the land, baby. Go hold it down. Go hold it down.
Okay, so you guys probably saw before the game. Okay, Bridget McDevitt, okay, Ted Taiwan's wife, 35 years old, succumbed to cancer. Okay, you guys know what's going on with Crucial Catch. And is there anybody in here who hasn't been affected by cancer? Is there anybody in here that doesn't have a loved one that's been through that? Okay, so at the Browns, we're hurting for them, but I'm going to make sure they get this game ball. Okay? All right. Sir. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So today is the Big Browns-Steelers game at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, and our broadcast will originate from First Energy Stadium, which is really bizarre, but this is the 2020 NFL season because of coronavirus, and because we're not traveling with the team because of travel protocols and precautions, and we certainly understand that, we are going to be calling the game, radio-wise, off of 2 television monitors. One is all 22, where we're up high, the camera view is up high and we see the entire field. And the second one is the actual TV broadcast that is going out to the viewers, or people who will be watching the game. And we'll be calling the game on radio that way. So this is like a trip back to when I was a kid and I said, hey, I would really like to be a sportscaster and call play-by-play. What do I do? How do I start this process? And the most unique way was to go over to the television set, turn the volume down, and call the game. And that's basically what I'm doing now, actually on radio.
Just the spreadsheet, right? Not the long word with all the reads. You got that? Yeah. Okay. Got it.
The morning of the Steelers game, there is a lot of work that goes in because it is a road game. You know, unfortunately, we are not able to travel for a number of reasons. One, the team only being allowed X number of people on the trip or on the travel party. I also have a 72-year-old color analyst, and I have a play-by-play man who's a cancer survivor.
The safety part of it, I totally get. And being somebody that's had a pre-existing condition in my life, I was worried about it when the decision wasn't made yet. Were we going to travel? Was that going to be allowed? So I was kind of comfortable with the decision. There were a couple of sleepless nights where I was wondering, do I want to go on the road with the team? Is it going to be safe? So it was comforting to know that everybody was thinking the right way.
On game days for road games, I get to the stadium at 8 a.m. It is me and 2 security people, maybe 1 or 2 people from the grounds crew. It is definitely eerie. It's definitely quiet. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool to be able to walk through. And then everybody else, you know, our engineer arrives around 9, and then the rest of the crew arrives around 11. We have a home gear and we have a road gear. Obviously, we're not using the road gear in 2020. It involves a lot of heavy pieces of equipment. All of our gear was in the home radio booth, and we essentially have to pack up everything, wheel it down to the national TV booth, which is our home away from home for the 2020 NFL season. The reason we switch booths is the TV booth is bigger. If we were in the actual booth that we use for home games, we wouldn't even be able to do what we want to do for road games. It provides us a ton of room. It provides us room where the guys can be socially distant, where they can sit at their own table. Everything's cleaned before we start. If someone uses a headset prior to the guys putting their headsets on at 1 o'clock, it's immediately cleaned with disinfectant wipes. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of pieces and moving parts, but we've all had to adapt and take things in different directions, try new things. It's been a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of sleepless nights, but we get it done, we get it set up, and you know, it's never a dull moment leading up to kickoff. All right, this is Jim Donovan's mic. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I got you loud and clear. You got me?
Yes.
I knew this year was going to be different. What's normal about 2020? But I thought it was very important in cases where I was able to make it happen, you know, where it was drivable, where it was feasible, to be there.
Nathan normally on game day is our sideline reporter. He's our eyes behind the bench. He gets the injury updates directly from PR as things are happening, and he sees various things, formations, conversations that the team is having, coach and player, whatever the case might be, something that the average fan is not going to get, and even Jim and Doug and all of us up in the booth can't necessarily see.
I think it helps bring a better perspective to our audience, you know, when it is possible, which is why I said, yeah, absolutely, I will drive so that I can be there and be a part of it and be the guy, you know, that brings our fans, who I think are the best in the NFL, brings them into the stadium when they otherwise, you know, couldn't be there. So I drove to Baltimore week 1, and Baltimore obviously would always be a flying trip, and same with Cincinnati. So I feel especially this year, I'm able to bring that stadium feeling to our fans that they may not be able to experience like perhaps they normally would.
All right, it's like 7:30 in the morning. Getting up, getting ready. Got all my stuff together. Got my coat here. We're going with the velvet. It's hard to see, it's a little dark out, I know.
I can't even begin to imagine what Nathan is like traveling by himself. I hope that he's doing close to the speed limit when he's on his way to the games.
All right, next stop, Heinz Field. Let's go, baby.
When I'm driving to these games, yeah, you start to get fired up. But on that drive in particular, that one in particular, because it was short enough that you could have kind of that adrenaline rush, I was pumped up.
First sign for Heinz Field. Sign of the big game today. Cannot wait to get there.
Yeah, we were getting there, and I'd be like, there, you know, you come over the hill and you see downtown Pittsburgh, and then you see the stadium, you're like, all right, let's go.
There it is, Heinz Field. We have arrived.
The excitement is there. I was fired up. By the time I parked at Heinz Field, I was pumped. And then you get out of the car, unlike normal games where you walk through, you know, what's going to be 70,000 people, you're walking through what was going to be a few people, and you get there so early that the fans really aren't there. But, you know, even the Steelers security people, they're everybody's making a comment because it's the Browns and the Steelers, which only adds to the excitement and everything.
All right, so now we've made our way basically around the whole stadium. And now we should get to go in, and this is where I'll go. And I'll get my credential, my armband for what they call the operational zone.
So the operational zone is really kind of the front row in the stadium. So the stadiums now have that front row open, then they tarp 8 rows of seats up, so fans could only be, you know, 8 rows away from me. But it really is that front row.
All right, it was a little bit of a crazy process, but we're in now. We've got our operational zone armband, and so I'm making my way over to the Brown sideline so that I can get down there in the operational zone behind our bench.
There are definitely challenges with it, but like anything in 2020, I would say, you know, the word that AB and Stefanski use, forced adaptability. And that's what we've done to still try to bring our fans the best possible experience that we can on game days.
Good morning here at beautiful Heinz Field. It is a perfect day, a crisp fall day for some football between the Browns and the Steelers. They're going to be tested in a way they've never been tested. And I'm looking out right now, Jack Conklin getting loose on the field.
We have been given the clearance that for the moments while we are on air, we do not have to have our masks on for those moments. And the reason is there is a muffling of your voice that occurs.
It's a barrier. They sound muffled, they sound a little muted. If you take a look at what TV does, you know, those TV booths have 10, 12 people in them. Everybody's masked except for the play-by-play guy and the color guy. And that's really the gist of it, and the reason why those guys, Jim and Doug and Nathan, don't wear their masks. And we do our best to, for everybody's sake, to keep our distance from those guys and make sure that we're masked up while they're doing the broadcast.
I mean, forget my career. It is literally the most bizarre time of my life. I mean, if you had told me last year that there would be a global pandemic and everywhere you went, people were wearing masks, this is like a science fiction movie. You know, my kids are in school one day and then somebody gets COVID and then they're out of school the next day and they're remote learning. And, you know, if you would have said that every kid in the country would know what Zoom was and know how to Zoom and be on, like, huh?
It's the most unique chapter of my broadcast career, I have to tell you, that you're in an empty stadium calling a football game that is being played, most likely, in pretty near an empty stadium because there are only a small amount of fans, if any at all. This is something that I don't think any of us will ever forget, but hopefully we'll be able to look back at it and say, well, we did it. It was something that really called upon different skills. We really all had to find different ways to do things, whether it's, you know, coming to the game or not going to the game or viewing the game, certainly broadcasting the game. But we got through it, and on the other side of it, it's something we'll tell our grandchildren about.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome in. It's big game time for sure. The Browns are in Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, week 6 of this NFL 2020 season. The Browns come into this big game against the Steelers at 4-1, winners of 4 games in a row. The Steelers are untouched so far, no blemishes, they're undefeated. You beat the type of teams that the Browns have beaten. You knocked off a good Indianapolis team last week and a really high-scoring, high-octane team in Dallas, the Cowboys the week before that. You deserve to be in the feature game. Now you must perform in a place where it's been mighty tough for the Browns to win in. The man on the scene today, our sideline reporter, Nathan Segura. He is there. He's brought to you by Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Jim, and you're right. It is a perfect day for football here in Pittsburgh between the Browns and the Steelers. But it's pretty clear today's going to be all about getting the ball out of Baker's hands quickly, keeping him in a clean pocket, and doing your best to keep this Steelers pass rush, which is the best in the NFL, at bay, guys.
Let's get to it. Going to the Steelers game, I mean, every year we know it's going to be a battle, but at the end of the day, when you look up, you just want to see us winning, us 1 point more than them. And, you know, we didn't have the best game of our season, but you know what? This spread that I get of however many years that I'm in the NFL, you got to make the most of it, and you got to make it count. So I'm cherishing everything. You know, it's still surreal, and I love having fun just because, I mean, look, man, I'm in the NFL. This has always been my dream. And, you know, people would die to be in my shoes right now, you know? So why not have fun? Why not make the most of my opportunity? And sometimes I forget how big, like, you know what? My uncle's in the NFL, you know? Like, that's what my nephew always go and tell kids. Oh, my uncle's in the NFL. And to me, it's just like, you know what, that's my job, you know. To him, he looks up to me. So it's big, man, and I try to stay in the moment sometimes.
For this. It's game time. We wait a week at a time for this.
Yeah, we knew we were going in there to play a really good football team. We knew it was going to be a challenge. We didn't play nearly good enough to win that day, and I give them a ton of credit. They did the things that you're supposed to do to try to get a win. They protected the ball. They hit some big plays. They just were a better football team than us.
Anytime you play a divisional opponent that is playing as well as the Steelers, you know, there's a lot of challenges that presents, and they're not there by accident as far as their win-loss record and how well they play defensively. So We knew it was going to be very difficult versus their defense because they have an outstanding defense, and we were going to have to play a very clean game. The turnover battle is the thing we talk about first and foremost every week. It's the most important thing for us to have success. It's a difference for us in the game. If we can protect the ball, and our defense has done an outstanding job of taking the ball from the opponent, and that's, to us, it's the #1 stat.
3 to the right, Claypool to the left, and on 1st down and 10, he takes the snap, he pump fakes, throwing down the right sideline, wide open, Washington, touchdown!
There's a blown coverage.
You think?
Yeah.
On the broadcast, we don't sugarcoat. If the team has a bad day, they have a bad day. Jim will find a way to make that entertaining, and I think that's what the 3 of those guys do, and especially Jim, because he's the conductor for everything. The things that he brings up and the way that he's able to make you want to keep listening, even when you're down 3 scores or 4 scores, because you never know what's going to come out.
So, you talk about time to regroup. Wow, 24-0, the Steelers at 4-0 for the first time since 1979, and they have come out ready to go. And everything that could go wrong so far for the Browns, yes, it has gone wrong.
Come on, man, we got to answer. We got to answer.
Landry, Hollywood Higgins, and Hooper near side of the right. Hunt on the left hip of Mayfield in the shotgun. And on 2nd and 10 with the play clock right now at 3, at 2, he's got the ball, settles, pulls it down, now fires, ends a wide open, caught, touchdown, Hollywood Higgins. 2nd game in a row for Hollywood.
Well, that was a blown coverage by the Steelers. They only rushed 3. They were dropping on that one, and Higgins found the hole.
I decided not to roll out the red carpet that game just because, I think we were down 24 and we just scored 6 right there, and it was just like, you know what, let's try to get back in this football game before we start celebrating. Here we go, we got a touchdown on the board, but we need more. So there's a time and place for everything, and it wasn't the time for the red carpet then.
Remember how we talked like the week we brought you up? You had a great game? About like your mentality and where you put yourself?
Connor to the 11.
Out here? We're in that moment right now.
Yeah. Stop on
you
Ward.
have 2 options. You let the dialogue in your head win, or you control the dialogue.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And there's still a ton of football that
2nd
can be
and
played.
7.
Yeah.
And when that moment comes and you're called upon, you got to be ready.
I got you.
Period.
I got you.
Because at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about if you feel,
Yeah.
upset. Nobody gives a shit about that, right?
Yeah.
From somebody who would love to play another game, I'll tell you my biggest regret is letting those games get to me.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, going against the Steelers, obviously, that defense is salty. There's a lot of talent over there. I think they have 8 first-round picks that start for them on defense, so there's some good talent there. The point we were in the game, with the lead that the Steelers had and the time left on the clock, I thought everybody just thought it was in the best interest to get Case in there, to give Baker a little extra time to heal up for the next week.
I just didn't want to see Baker get a hit again, and we went into that game saying we had to keep him clean, and we didn't, and that's on me. First and foremost, I have to do a better job. So when he got hit there and the game started to get away, I just knew that there was another game coming. And as I know he doesn't like it, I don't like to do it, but I really felt like that was the best decision for the team in that moment.
That's kind of the mindset going into that. And Case, as always, is ready to go. Always prepared and does a great job coming in there. So we knew we were going to be up for a challenge. We did not play our best game offensively, and we look forward to playing them again.
Nathan Zegura here at Heinz Field, where the Browns lose to the Steelers 38-7. Remember, you're still at 4-2, but in your division, clearly the Browns still have a long way to go to be on the level of the Ravens and the Steelers, who are at the top of the AFC North.
We felt like there was more room for improvement. The Steelers game was a fluke. We're more than what we showed on film. So I believe in this team with the utmost confidence, just because where we're at and where we came from. I've been a part of a hell of a journey, bro. And the guys in this locker room, and we work hard and we deserve it all. And I want to see us go far.
The Monday after that game, we spent a long time looking at that tape so that we could own it, and then we could figure out ways to get better starting that next week. But we really studied that tape really hard to say, what can we do better next time?
You know, to a man across the board, I think if you'd asked any of them, they'd say that wasn't their finest game of the season. And I think when you play teams like that, you really need to bring your A game. And we didn't do that. But the good news is, you know, we learned from it and we moved on. And again, you know, we're looking forward to that matchup down the road.
Just additional information on Austin Hooper. He has appendicitis, so he's having surgery today, having an appendectomy, but he's in good spirits. So we're going to be without Austin this week. With that, I'll take any questions.
Yeah, we've been saying all along, 2020, we'll throw you some curveballs, and that was a curveball on a Friday morning. So credit to Dave Njoku, Harrison Bryant, Steve Carlson. They understood the game plan. We really didn't miss a beat because those guys knew where to line up, knew the job responsibilities, just had to shuffle a few things around. So I think Drew Petzing did a great job getting those guys ready, and those guys were really ready when their number was called.
There was a lot of things we had to nail down and work on, and in practice, you know, we really got in and worked those wrinkles out, and then went down to Cincinnati.
DJ.
All right. I wouldn't say my personality off the field is much different than on the field. You know, I'm just a calm dude and, you know, like to have fun, and I'm just enjoying myself out there.
Michael Jordan, MJ. What is that? What's the movie where it's like, made me like MJ? It's with like little, what's the name? You know the name of it?
The NFL is such a week-to-week proposition. The challenges are huge every single week. And what we do as coaches and players is we put the blinders on and we just focus on that one game that week. So.
My bad, Here we go. Battle of Ohio, round 2 underway. And the Browns coming on a blitz. Here's Burrow throwing near side for A.J. Green. He came back and made the catch. Back to pass. Burrow on 1st and 5. He got hit in the pocket. He got out of that. He shoots one long and deep towards the end zone. And it's batted away by Denzel Ward on A.J. Green.
Yes, sir! Woo-hoo!
Here's Burrow with a play-action fake. He lobs into the end zone. It's tipped and picked off. B.J. Goodson's got him.
Hey, let's go.
Mayfield drops to throw, looks, he's loading up. He's going long down the sideline, and that's intercepted. Darius Phillips at the 40, at the 35, at the 30, at the 25, and he got brought down by Andy Janovich. The ball was short, and Darius Phillips and Beckham is down and injured on the play.
I'm just sick for Odell. He's such a competitor. So I'm just so disappointed for the person that he won't be out there with us moving forward. And it hurts the football team. He's a great player, but I know this, the guys will do their very best to fill in for him. It won't be one guy. We're going to need multiple guys to step up, and that's really been the story of our season, is guys stepping up, and they're going to definitely have to do it with a loss like Odell.
Down to the Browns sideline right now. Here's Nathan.
Thanks, Jim. Odell Beckham Jr. went straight into the locker room. That leaves the Browns with only Hollywood Higgins, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Jarvis Landry, the 3 receivers on the field, the only 3 active today.
All right. Obviously, be ready for the keeper game here as the half goes around. We're running the ball really well. We need to keep doing that, just keep doing our job one play at a time, right? Don't get frustrated, stay positive, continue to work your ass off. Nothing changes, right?
Underneath center, it's Burrow trying to sneak it again off the right side, and now they give him the touchdown. They go 3 plays, 24 yards in 1:34. How did they get there, you ask? For the 2nd week in a row, Baker Mayfield is intercepted on his first pass of the game.
Baker was ready to roll, and I didn't get him off to a fast start. That's always something that I'm prideful of. I want to get our Qs off to a fast start, and we didn't do it. Finally, we got going there in the 2nd quarter with a big play to Jarvis. And that kind of, once we hit that one,
it just all started to flow for him and for us as an offense.
Where y'all going? 57? Take him.
Mayfield waits, takes the snap, back, looks, throws, caught, touchdown, Harrison Bryant.
Go. Stop playing with me, man.
And the Browns are a kick away from tying it up.
Yeah, coming into the season, I actually had no clue of, what I was going to do when I scored a touchdown. So I guess that's my thing now, is just let it rip and spike it. And it's always funny because after the game, if you score and when you spike it, Coach Petzing runs it back a few times in the film. He gives you a grade on your spike.
We've been very critical in our room in terms of evaluating height, velocity, kind of direction of the bounce. So, I think he's got some work to do in that area, and I'm just hoping he gets a number of opportunities to really perfect that craft.
Did it go high?
Hell yeah.
Because I thought it was spot. For real?
One of the best spikes I've ever seen.
For real?
Harrison's been making plays since the moment he stepped on campus here, out there on the practice field. So I can't say I was very surprised by him making those plays. He's made plays early in this season. He's the type of player, he does everything right. He does it exactly the way you want it done. He's athletic. He's got great hands. So was really happy for him to have that breakout game where the ball came his way, a few more times than it had previously.
Yeah, boy! Stop playing with me, man! Did you spike it? Coming out, party! Go, baby, coming out, party!
That spike was
Yeah, that was weak.
Biggest thing for me is just going out and doing my job every play. Whether that's scoring touchdowns or whether that's catching balls, blocking, whatever I got to do to go out there and help the team win is my goal. And when you have success doing that, it's a lot of fun and it's really reassuring.
Crazy. What are you talking about? You're not even right.
Huh?
You caught one ball, you caught
I got 2 touchdowns. Who? I ain't seen you all game. You. Hey! Thought we take me and see what y'all saying. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Don't take your foot off the gas. All right?
Yes, sir. I was talking so much. I ain't never talked before. The only reason I was talking is because I had you beside me. Priest, they put a dude with a neck roll in for 82.
Did they really?
Yeah, I told Javier we better, any person that wears a neck roll is coming to crack feet. I know.
So we
got to hit him at the same time.
Same time, yeah. So I see him about to go in.
Yeah, we'll close it. Yeah.
By virtue of you being the bigger guy, you got to take up.
I know, I got to eat it first. Oh, hey, he put me on my ass.
I didn't know where you went. I just.
Bro, he smoked the out of me.
Let's keep our pad level down at the second level. We'll keep coming back to that. We're going to need a couple more touchdowns. This game's far from over. We don't change our mindset at all.
Mayfield back to pass, throwing down the seam. It is caught in the end zone. David Njoku. And the Browns, for the first time today, they lead.
Hey, shut your ass. Hey, boy, back.
I ain't scoring, so I can't talk.
25 24-20, the Browns in the lead. The Bengals break out. He's got the snap. He's in the pocket. He throws underneath. Caught at the 10. At the 6, T. Higgins breaks a tackle and goes in. Touchdown. And the Bengals retake the lead. Mayfield to throw. Got it. Hunt caught it at the 5. Touchdown. Kareem Hunt. And the Browns go back into the lead with 4:53 left to go. Well, we are coming down to the wire here at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The Browns lead. Burrow back to pass. He throws for Bernard. He caught it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 33-31. Bengals. 1:06 left.
Hey, we got a minute. We're straight. We got a minute. Got a minute. Let's go.
Well, the definition of a franchise quarterback and a great quarterback is your team is down. It's last drive time. Can you take them down and win the game? Snap back. He's got it in the pocket. He's going to get hit. Gets away. Throws down the middle. And it's caught.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Here. Ball.
Hey, we only need about 25 more yards, man. We're good.
All right, with 40 seconds left, and the Browns come out. He takes a quick snap. He's back, settles, looks, throws, right sideline. Oh, what a catch by Higgins!
Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! Clock! Clock! Whoa, whoa, that's a penalty! That's a penalty! Get the ball! R.
Hey, first go.
I'm not supposed to beat him. Okay, I got it.
We were lined up to clock the ball, and usually we're in 2-by-2 formation, but actually it ended up in 3-by-1 because the previous play call and where the ball ended up. So me, I'm usually always off the ball, and then the 3 receivers showed up over there, and thankfully Jarvis was over there and noticed it and waved me on the ball and coached me up on it after.
My bad. I didn't know there was 3 of y'all over there. I know.
We got to play. This was happening.
Yeah, I got you.
And here we go. They are 2nd down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Out they come. Shotgun. Kareem Hunt in the backfield. 2 receivers left. 1 right. Mayfield back to pass. Looks. Going towards the end zone. And it's caught by Donovan Peoples-Jones. Touchdown! He got it! He got it! The rookie from Michigan got it with 11 seconds left to go!
Hell yeah! Stop playing this now!
What the they talking about, man?
Let's go!
Unbelievable catch. Unbelievable throw.
Right corner in the end zone. Baker Mayfield to Donovan Peoples-Jones. And who would have thought the road to try and come back and win would go through Hollywood Higgins and Donovan Peoples-Jones?
Hey, well, as they say, next man up.
Crazy as that.
Nathan Segura here at Paul Brown Stadium, where the Browns, in a heavyweight slobber knocker, body blow, boom, bam, offensive explosion on both sides of the ball, come out of here in dramatic fashion with a 37-34 win over the Bengals, going to 5-2 on the season.
Good job. Let's go, man.
That boy was turned.
That's crazy. Bro, I was so juiced over there. When he scored, I was just like going crazy. And got blown up on kickoff return.
You've seen it all now on offense. We can run it, we can pass it. We have shown it here today. Baker Mayfield's confidence got to be sky high coming out of this one. And the Browns needed a win. They got a win on the road in the division, 5-2.
Yo! You gotta believe.
Yeah.
You believe. I believe in the men in this room. I believe in this group. Is it gonna be easy every time? Hell no, fellas. That's the NFL. Now, where you are right now, let's talk about where our feet are. You're 5-2. So that bye is out there. That's what's out in front of us. But there's another thing right in front of us right after this. Savor this one. There's another team before that bye. So what I need from this group is a great week. I need us to compete and get a W at home. And I'm going to take care of you on that bye week, all right?
Sure.
But bottle this up. You know what this is, fellas? This is a bunch of dudes that believe, okay? You got a chance when you believe, all right? Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, good morning. I want to welcome our special guests from the East Cleveland School District. Happy to have you guys. We're in our team meeting right now as we prepare for our game on Sunday versus the Raiders. I understand some of you might be going to that game on Sunday, which is awesome. We also understand that this is a difficult learning environment, what we're doing right now. This is something we've been doing since April. We've had a ton of Zoom calls with our players doing just this, trying to learn virtually, and it's not easy. And I know you guys had a Zoom call with Larry and Case earlier in the week, and you talked about some of the difficulties that this new virtual learning environment presents. They think there's some needs that could help create a better learning environment. And that's where we come in, because our players, our entire organization, the Haslam family, we want to make a positive impact on this community. And what better way to do that than to help ensure that students are getting a quality education. Students and teachers can have a proper environment for learning. So with that, I got Larry Ogunjobi here, who has a special announcement.
We heard a lot about the digital divide and how difficult it's been for students, learn. And we know that, education is such an important part of, everyone's overall success. And we want to help. So my teammates and I, our coaches, the Haslam family, and the entire Brands organization decided to donate some money to help address the digital divide in East Cleveland. We understand that, $350,000 is a need, and we're prepared to make that donation. We want to ensure that all the kids in the East Cleveland area are going to get all the things they need to be successful.
The digital divide is the lack of internet connection, technology, and, certain areas, and East Cleveland being one of the areas that was just really disconnected. So what we wanted to do was that when we talk about, social injustice and just kind of bridging the gap, making it a level playing field for everyone. One of the biggest things was just coming into the season when everything was kind of going on with the police brutality and the social injustice and all those kind of things. We wanted to be the organization that really put action behind their words, really moved the needle in a positive direction, really just created the change they wanted to see.
Browns are here and they're listening to us and want to hear our experiences. What's something that would make this remote learning experience better?
Some people don't have strong internet. So I have a sister and she has to do her work online too. And either my computer will mess up or her computer will mess up from time to time. And it hurts. I'd say it hurts because if I don't finish my lesson before she starts, my lessons get messed up.
We're in a different time right now as far as, coronavirus and everything that's going on, so everything's moving virtually. And a lot of these kids are at a disadvantage when they don't have, internet connection or the tools to be able to, log into class and, be productive in class, whether it's bad connection, bad, computers, laptops, whatever, or just the lack of access to them. It's a really difficult time. So just to see those kids on the call and to be able to just provide that, that help was really important, and you could really tell that it meant a lot to them. I know it's hard, guys. It's different for everybody. It's a different time. With football, it's kind of different because we had to do all our meetings and stuff on Zoom and kind of learn the playbook online. We're all going through this pandemic. Life is changing, but I just want you to know, it's not good enough to say it's just too hard. You feel me? It was hard. It's hard for a lot of people, but I got nothing but belief and faith in you guys that if you want to get it done, you can do it. So just never give up, never sell yourself short, and just keep working.
There's so many different ways that people need to be connected. We've had to find different ways in order to do our jobs. One of our protocols to keep our players safe and limit their contact with other individuals is we're not allowed to do face-to-face interviews with them. So they can't do face-to-face interviews with the media. So here, this room I'm in right now has been converted into basically a broadcast studio for our players, where they can come in here, sit down by themselves, take their mask off, and sit in front of a surface and really do interviews with anyone. So it's really different from how it's been in the past after a game, when you would open up the locker room and media members would roll into the locker room and just start interviewing players. Obviously, we can't do that right now. It's been difficult for them now because it's almost like they're covering our team through a peephole, because the only way they're seeing and feeling what's happening within our team is through a Zoom call, through a virtual call. We have these 2 surfaces set up where our players sit in these virtual rooms and do interviews. They're probably about 20 feet apart from each other. It's in a lounge across from our locker room, right off the tunnel to the entrance of the field.
Everything's done over the computer these days, so the press conferences during the week are very similar to that. After the game, the one difference is there's multiple setups, so I'll be doing my press conference and Baker might be right next to me on a computer doing his press conference. So it's unique, but that's kind of 2020 for you.
Sometimes it's difficult from our media because they might want to interview Miles in one room and Jarvis might be talking in another room, so they got to kind of jump back and forth. But I think everyone has kind of rolled with the punches and adjusted with what everyone's dealing with. In this day and age, access to the internet has become so important. So the digital divide is something that we really need to look at to improve upon. We're going to have close to 100 students, teachers, and their parents at our game on Sunday against the Raiders. And this is really a game that we're dedicating towards our students and education within Northeast Ohio because it's so important to our organization.
Hi, it's Baker Mayfield. And on behalf of my teammates and the entire Browns organization, we'd like to welcome students and educators from the Cleveland Browns Foundation Stay in the Game Partner Districts. Thanks for coming to the game. I'm so happy you were able to join us. Enjoy your special day and keep up the good work.
It was cool to see them. I know they were excited. Wish we could have got the dub, but it's just one of them things where it's just bigger than football, and just being able to once again, those kids to, experience not only being able to, get those resources, but to come to a game and to be in the stands and be in the atmosphere. I know it was really important for them.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to First Energy Stadium. The Browns are back home as the Browns come in against the Las Vegas Raiders, and the weather is a major story today. It really is. It's November 1, and I have to tell you, winter, at least today, on this day on the lakefront, it has arrived.
Really good Raiders team coming into our building. Their offense has weapons all over the field, and Derek Carr is such a skilled player, skilled thrower. He can make every throw to all areas of the field, so our defense has its work cut out for us. Then on defense, these guys play really, really hard. It's a sound scheme. Up front, they're constantly moving and getting off the ball and attacking blocks.
Let's go! Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. You gotta love this weather.
All right, so if we win the toss, we defer. All right. Okay, then they say, all right, we're going to take the ball. And then we say, we want our butts to the dog pound kick that way.
All right, butts to the dog pound.
If they win the toss, they may defer. Yeah. And then that's when we say, we want the ball. And then they determine where they want to kick. All right. Let's say they win the toss and they say, hey, we want the ball. We're going to kick this way. All right. Okay.
I definitely was grateful to be a captain and be a leader for the team. I'm one of those guys who just go out there and try to lead by, just effort and, just going hard and staying positive and pushing and challenging, the other guys on the team.
Tails. Las Vegas. Tails. Call them tails. It is heads.
Defer. Kick that way, butts or... Good luck, boss. Yeah.
Good job not that up.
It's contagious when you see a guy go out there and give it their all, each and every play over and over and over again. And then, honestly, hopefully everybody else, brings that same level of energy.
Great day to be great. Make plays. Do what you do.
I'm more of the lead by example kind of person. I really don't like being mic'd up and all that kind of stuff. I don't really talk that much. I do understand that at a certain point, you do have to, open your mouth and speak because people, do want to hear your opinion and your voice. And, if you're doing things the right way, they want to know that, you're there with them. So it's a role that I'm continuing to, come into.
With the uprights swaying left and right, high snap, ball set down, the kick is on the way, and it hit the left upright, no good.
That's fun today, man. Hey, from start, it start off, yo, start with us, man. Let's get back to running that thing. Let's get back to running that thing. Hey, if we in Cleveland, we better get the love this.
Honestly, I just feel like that. I went out there and gave him my 110% effort like I always do. You got to just make the plays that with those opportunities we get, because it's hard to, get them back.
The weather confused. They don't know what to do. Shoot, 1 minute it's sunny, 1 minute it's snowing, next minute it's raining, and then the next is hailing. Boy, we done seen 5 different seasons today.
187.
I remember a coach told me that, games are usually decided by, 3 or 4 plays in the game that really, either swing the momentum one way or another, So we just got to, when those plays come, we got to make them.
Yeah, if we make those plays, it'll be a different ball game. If Jarvis was able to bring that in all the way, and if we were able to, catch some of those other drop passes. It was just, if we make one of those big plays, it's a different ball game, and that's one I feel like we all felt like we let it slip away.
Damn, Drake, that's on me. Oh, man, this got me hot, boy.
The Las Vegas Raiders knock off the Browns. The Browns' first loss at home this year. So the Browns are going to go to 5-3. They'll hit the bye.
You do got to take it personal. You should be pissed off. That's not how you want to play. That's not what you want to put out there. If it matters to you, you're going to feel a type of way. Moving forward, you make sure you never want to feel that way again. So that's why you work. That's why you grind. That's why you get up every day. That's what you do. Like I said, it's not always going to go your way, but you have a choice to make every day you get up, whether you're gonna, you're gonna lay down or you're gonna get up. And I choose to get up. I know my dogs do too.
We're not very satisfied with where we're at. 5-3, yeah, it's a winning record, but it's not good enough. We know we can be a lot better. And I think that's, the silver lining in it. I guess if you want to look at it, there's always room to improve, the cliche things, but there really is a ton of room to improve. And I think that's the great part about having this bye week literally mid-season is, take a look, evaluate, and say, let's hit the ground running, make a run for this thing and see where we end up, and don't look up till it happens.
Yeah, I think we'll take the bye week to sit back and say, with 8 games into it, halfway into the season, we'll kind of figure out what we're good at, maybe what we're not so good at, and see if we can double down on the things we're good at and find ways to improve at the ones that we're not. And I think that's part of the rhythm of an NFL season, is understanding where you need to improve, and then it's our job to put our players in position to succeed, put our players in position to get better week in and week out.
Yeah, I've been impressed with this group of guys. They really work hard, and that's the biggest thing that stands out. The other thing that I would say that stands out is they like to play for each other. It's a group of guys that really enjoys being around each other, and that's always the starting point of successful football, in my opinion. Those guys like each other. I think that's the biggest takeaway I've had so far. It hasn't always gone our way. I think the biggest thing moving forward is, just continue to work hard. Work hard. We have the talented group of guys. We're going to get healthier as the year goes on, hopefully. Knock on wood, we get some guys back after the bye, and we have to play our best ball down the stretch. So we've gotten ourselves into the position here where we're playing okay, but there's always room for improvement, and how do we do that is through hard work.
It takes everyone, especially in a season like we're having this year. What's going on in the world, from COVID to social injustice to just the way that just how different everything is. It takes the best team, and I feel like we're starting to understand how important that 4-letter word is. It's different now, When you know what winning feels like, you want that, because losing doesn't feel good.